system, the differential elements, and conversion from cylindrical to Cartesian and Cartesian to cylindrical, and few problems numericals we have solved. And in today's lecture, we will study about the spherical coordinate system, the differential elements in the spherical coordinate system, the conversion from Cartesian to spherical and spherical to Cartesian, vice versa. That we will say, and few numericals we will see. Right? Yes, we'll start with today's lecture, the spherical coordinate system. SCS, the short form what I am using is SCS, spherical coordinate system, and the coordinates here.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Voice is breaking. It is only with you or others also? Others can respond. Others?
No, sir. No, it is not breaking, sir.
No, sir.
Voice is clear. Others? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is clear, sir.
Okay, fine. Voice is
It is clear, sir.
Okay, I will continue. Okay, please check the internet connection from your end. Okay. The spherical coordinate system, just like the rectangular coordinate system, also called as Cartesian coordinate system, and spherical cylindrical coordinate system. This is the third coordinate system, the spherical coordinate system. The coordinates here are r, theta, and phi, right? R, theta, and phi, right? So we will use this standard notations r, theta, and phi. We'll see how the spherical coordinate system will see with respect to rectangular coordinate system. Then what should be the limits on r, theta, phi, so that sphere is formed, and relationship between Cartesian coordinates and spherical coordinates, that we'll see here right now. Okay. Okay. Just don't think this as a circle. Let me assume this is sphere, right? Okay. Just I will. This is sphere, right? Okay. How sphere is formed? I have the three coordinates r, theta, and phi. I should put the limits on r, theta, and phi so that the sphere is formed, right? So once again, as usual, I will tell. So take the sphere, cut it into half so that two hemispheres are formed. Cut it into half, then cut it into 4 pieces, horizontal and vertical, so that 8 pieces are formed, right? 8 pieces. Means once again, I mean to say that there are totally 8 quadrants in 3-dimensional spherical coordinate system. But here, for drawing the diagram, I will be taking only one quadrant. So 1/8 of a piece of a sphere. First cut it into half, cut it horizontally and vertically, and the one piece that I will be showing how sphere is formed. We will see that in the diagram. X, Y, Z. Okay, just observe how you draw the diagram. Observe it. Yes, if I take the sphere, cut it into half first, then cut it into horizontal and vertical pieces, totally 8 pieces, out of which one piece will look like this, right? Yes, this is the origin. Okay, some problem. Okay, okay, one more thing I want to tell. In between, suppose if my PC restarts, please be in the meet. I will come and rejoin once again, right? Don't leave the meet. I will come and join. Okay, there is the origin. Just I will draw the radius of the sphere as r. This is the radius of the sphere r, and it is making angle theta with respect to z axis. Theta, right? Then r and theta had come into picture. What about phi? That we will see, right? R and theta had come into picture. What about phi? That we will see. Okay. What should be the limits of r and theta? That we will see. Okay. Just I will take r, theta, and phi, so that sphere is formed. I will put the limits on r, theta, and phi so that sphere is formed. Okay, r limit radius can be from greater than 0 but less than infinite, radius of sphere. Then theta, yes, first here I will put the limits. Just observe here, 0 to 90 degree, 0 to pi by 2. I will tell you 0 to pi by 2. But in the diagram you can see here, whatever the 1/8 of a piece of a sphere, you see, if theta is taken projection onto xy plane, theta is making 90 degree, because if the projection of r is taken, I will take the projection of r here, right? Okay, onto xy plane. So this is making angle phi, right? This is making angle phi. Is it fine? So with respect to x axis, so this is once again the radius of the sphere r, and now theta is 90 degree, because we have taken the, with respect to z axis we are measuring this, this will be 90 degree. So here I am putting the limits for theta as 0 to 90, sorry, not 90, it is 180 degree I have to take. Here in the diagram it is 90 degree. So let me 0 to pi radians. Pi radians means 180 degree. 0 to 180 degree. 1 minute, my board. Okay, 0 to pi. It should be 180 degree. Means if theta is varying from 0 to 90, this is the 1/8 of a piece. If theta is varied from 0 to 180 degree, means from z axis you started, it will go till negative z axis in the downward direction. 180 degree means D shape is formed, having radius D shape. If the D shape is rotated by 360 degrees, that is phi. If D shape is rotated by 360 degrees, then sphere is formed, right? Okay, I'll put the limit for phi 0 to 2 pi, 0 to 360 degree, 2 pi. So these are the limits so that the sphere is formed. R 0 to infinity, theta 0 to pi, that is 0 to 180 degree, and phi 0 to 360 degree, that is 0 to 2 pi. So that spherical sphere is formed. So I will redraw the diagram once again so that it is clear for you people. Because diagrams plays a very vital role, and our creativity, our right imagination plays a very vital role in understanding these concepts. So just observe the first diagram and second diagram what I am drawing now. Second diagram, this is the first diagram, then second the same thing I will draw. Observe the difference or note down the difference. So what I will do, I will take, both are one and the same, but here it will be much more clear. Here once again I have to identify three planes. Just like in Cartesian coordinate system I was having xy plane, yz plane and zx plane. Here also totally three planes are there. We'll try to identify which are those three planes. Okay, this is x axis, y axis and z axis. Okay, I will look at the point R here. This distance is R and it is making angle theta with respect to z axis. If I take the projection of this R onto xy plane, this plane is making angle phi. So both the diagram 1 and 2 are same, but this is more clear as compared to diagram 1, right? So these are the limits already we have seen. R can be from 0 to infinity, theta 0 to 180 degree, that is 0 to pi radians, and phi 0 to 360, 0 to 2 pi, right? Okay. Next we'll see, these are the limits. Then next we'll see the, I hope this diagram is clear to you people, whatever I have drawn here, and these are the limits that should be put. Okay, then we'll try to understand the relationship between x, y, z, the Cartesian coordinates, and r theta phi, right? That we'll see how it looks like. And we have to, before proceeding with that, we will see which are the three planes. Here there are totally three planes, that is r equal to constant plane, means just observe my pointer here, which is r equal to constant plane. I will tell, means surface of a sphere. On the surface of the sphere, if I locate point anywhere, the radius is fixed, so I will call that surface of the sphere as r equal to constant plane. Here the triangle shape, here observe, here this is the 1/8 of a piece. Just observe my hand movements. Yes, this is r equal to constant plane, so I will write it r equal to, if I locate point anywhere on the surface, this is r equal to constant plane. Three planes I am telling, r equal to constant plane. Then theta equal to constant plane. See here, theta means it is making this radius r, it is making angle theta with respect to z axis, right? So always z axis is the reference and theta angle is fixed, that r is fixed, theta angle is fixed, and if it rotates by 360 degree, cone is formed. Just I will draw this, whatever the conical shape. See here, just I am drawing, crossing this point, right? Conical shape is formed. This dotted line, whatever is drawn, if I take the point anywhere on this dotted line, it is conical shape, so theta equal to constant plane. Theta is fixed, theta equal to constant plane, theta equal to constant plane. Then phi equal to constant plane, this one, see here, this dotted line. Just I will draw the lines here so that you will understand. This is this one, so it is making angle phi, this plane is making angle phi with respect to x axis, so phi equal to constant plane. Three planes we have identified, phi equal to constant plane, right? If I locate any point, okay, this is the point P, I have not told this is point P, now I am telling r, theta and phi, right? If I take any point in any of the coordinate system, it is always an intersection of three planes. Here r equal to theta plane, phi equal to constant plane and theta equal to constant plane, r, theta and phi, right? It is intersection of three planes. Okay, I hope this diagram is clear. Then if I take the projection of r is making this distance r from origin is making some distance r, and it is making angle theta with respect to z axis. If I take the projection onto xy plane, it is r sin theta, right? Because if I take the projection onto z axis, it is r cos theta by geometry. If I take onto xy plane, it is r sin theta. Then what is the relationship between x, y, z? That we'll see now. What is x? If I know r, theta, phi, I can calculate x, y, z. This is by geometry of the diagram, whatever I have drawn, we'll calculate. Then if I know x, y, z, how to calculate r, theta, phi? That we'll see. R, theta and phi. Okay, what is x? If I know the value of r, theta, phi, how to calculate x? Just by look at the second diagram. See here, I will take the projection of this r onto xy plane here. So it will become r sin theta, this distance from origin to this distance, this distance, right? So r sin theta. Then I want x. So take projection along x axis. So r sin theta cos phi, r sin theta cos phi, r sin theta. R sin theta is nothing but the projection of this the radius r onto xy plane, r sin theta. Then I want along x axis, r sin theta cos phi. Then I want y, so r sin theta sin phi by geometry, r sin theta sin phi. I hope you are getting. Then z, how to find out z? See, this is the from origin to this surface of the sphere, this is r, and it is making angle theta with respect to z axis. So z is equal to r cos theta by geometry, z equal to r cos theta. If I know the value of r, theta, phi, I can calculate x, y, z. Then if I know x, y, z, how to calculate r, theta, phi? So I will not go through looking at the diagram because it will be more complex if I look at the diagram, but I will give the relation how r will come. So r is equal to, how to calculate r? Under root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, we have found out the value of x, y, z here. X is r sin theta cos phi, y is r sin theta sin phi, and z is r cos. So substitute here in this under root of x square plus y square plus z square. Once again you will get back r. Means whatever the value of r I calculate is right. Means under root of x square plus y square plus z square. Then how to calculate theta? We know already z is equal to r cos theta. Then theta is equal to cos inverse of z by r. Theta is equal to cos inverse of z by r. Z by r. Then phi, yes, the phi remains the same in cylindrical as well as spherical, because it is always measured with respect to x axis. It was also there 0 to 360 degree, here also it is same. So calculation of phi remains the same. Phi is equal to, observe from top view. So already I have drawn the diagram while discussing the cylindrical coordinate system. So phi is equal to tan inverse of y by x. Y by x. Once again we have to be very careful while calculating the value of phi, because we should be, so I am putting star mark here so that you be careful while calculating the value of phi. To recall, just I will show you how while calculating phi. This is x axis, y axis. If the point comes in first quadrant, no problem. If the point comes in fourth quadrant, no problem. But if the point comes in second quadrant, whatever the value of phi you calculate, add plus 180 to it. Phi plus 180. This we have seen. Phi plus 180 degree. Then if the point comes in third quadrant, then subtract minus 180 degree. Phi minus 180 degree. Alright. If the point comes in first and fourth, don't worry, whatever the value of phi, that is the original value. But if it comes in the second quadrant, add plus 180 to it. But if it comes in third quadrant, subtract minus 180. That's all. Right? I hope how to calculate x, y, z if I know r, theta, phi. How to calculate r, theta, phi if I know x, y, z. I hope you came to know. Right? If any doubts, you can stop me at this instant and ask me so that I will tell once again. I will wait for a few seconds. If any doubts, you can unmute yourself and speak to me. Or else I will move to the next topic. Okay, nobody is asking doubts. I hope everything is clear to you people. Next, we'll move to the next topic. Okay, once again we have seen the unit vectors in Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical. Next, the unit vectors in spherical coordinate system. So the unit vectors are here corresponding to this r theta phi, AR A theta A phi. Okay, and I want to take the cross product of unit vectors in spherical coordinate system, and also I want to take the dot product of unit vectors. So I will go to the previous slide and I will show you the unit vectors here clearly. Okay, I will draw one more diagram, no problem, no issues, because doing everything in the same diagram will confuse you also, and it will not be clear. Okay. X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis. I shall mark the points. Okay, let me look at the point P here, whose coordinates are r theta phi, r comma theta comma phi. So this distance is r and it is making angle theta. Then phi, if I take the projection of this r, then only phi will come into picture here. If I take projection here like this, right? So this distance will be phi, this plane, right? Okay. Then I want to show you the unit vectors AR. In the radial direction means it will be upward direction, so I am just drawing very lengthy so that it is clearly visible. AR. Then A theta, it is in the downward Z direction, means it is going towards negative, so it will come downwards here, A theta. Yes, but it is tangential to spherical surface, A theta. It is in the downward direction but tangential to the spherical surface, AR A theta. Then A phi, once again it is tangential to the spherical surface, but it is, you can observe here, A phi, A phi. From x-axis it should live like this. So AR A theta A phi. I hope you can see AR A theta A phi, right? Is it fine? Okay. Let me take the projection of this point P here so that it will be clear. Let me take this, shift this point P here. So if point P is here, then AR is in this direction, in the radial direction, AR. The point can be anywhere on the spherical surface, right? I am locating the point here, AR. Then A theta, yes, it is in the downward direction, tangential to spherical surface, and in the downward direction. And then A phi, yes, I hope it is very much clear as compared to the previous point, AR A theta A phi here, right? I am shifting one more point. Let me call this as P dash, or something like that, any other point. I hope you can see AR A theta A phi here. Then we'll try to establish, okay, take the cross product of unit vectors. So I will take the cyclic diagram. I will take the help of the cyclic diagram, AR A theta A phi. I will write in the order first, AR A theta A phi in clockwise direction, cyclic pattern. This is the cyclic pattern. For my reference I am writing. Then I want to take the cross product of similar vectors, AR cross AR, A theta cross A theta, A phi cross A phi. What I will get? I have to take cross product, means sine of 0. Sine 0 is 0, means if I take AR cross AR, it is 0. A theta cross A theta, it is 0. A phi cross A phi, it is 0. Means, so just I will write only for one, AR cross AR. AR cross AR is equal to 0. Similarly others, A theta cross A theta is 0, A phi cross A phi is 0, because they are parallel vectors. Sine 0 is 0. Then if I take the cross product of dissimilar vectors, means I want to take the cross product of AR cross A theta, then A theta cross A phi cross AR. This is in cyclic, in the direction of the cycle, whatever we have drawn. I will come reverse. AR cross A phi cross A theta cross AR. We know the cross product is not commutative. It will reverse the direction. So first let me write. I will take only one, AR cross A theta. What it will give me? They are mutually perpendicular to each other. Sin 90 is 1. So what I will be getting? Unit normal vector for AR cross A theta is A phi. This is the unit normal vector, AR theta cross A phi. Then if I take reverse it, A theta cross AR against the direction of the cycle, A theta cross AR if I want. then the unit normal vector is same, but it will reverse the direction, minus of a phi, that's all. I am not writing for others, means just I will read out what I will be getting. AR cross A theta is A phi, A theta cross A phi is AR, A phi cross AR is A theta, right? Then I will come in the reverse way. A theta cross AR is minus A phi, AR cross A phi is minus A theta, A phi cross A theta is minus AR. I hope you understood this. I have written for only one of the cross products of unit vectors. Okay, next we'll see the dot product. Cross product is over. Next we'll see the dot product. First, I will take the dot product of similar vectors. Similar vectors means AR dot AR, A theta dot A theta, A phi dot A phi. What I will be getting? Just will check for only one. Others it will be same. AR dot AR I will take. Means cos. They are parallel vectors. Cos 0 is 1. Magnitude of AR, it will be 1. Means I will be getting 1. AR dot AR is 1, A theta dot A theta is 1, A phi dot A phi is 1, right? So I am writing for only one of the combinations. Next, I want to take the dot product of dissimilar vectors, means AR dot A theta. This is one combination. Next is A theta dot A phi dot AR. This is one. So let me take AR dot A theta. What I will be getting? AR dot A theta. So they are mutually perpendicular to each other, AR and A theta. Cos 90, cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0, means AR dot A theta is 0, right? So I will read for others. AR dot A theta is 0, A theta dot A phi is also 0, A phi dot AR is also 0. If you come in the reverse pattern, it is also 0. AR dot A phi is 0, A phi dot A theta is 0, A theta dot AR is 0, right? I am writing only one of the combinations, that's all. So here we have seen how to take the cross product and dot product of unit vectors in spherical coordinate system, right? Then how to write the general vector in spherical coordinate system? We have written the general vector in Cartesian and cylindrical. How to write? Let me take vector A. I can take anything, but I am using always letter A only. Vector A. How to write the general vector in spherical coordinate system? AR into AR, this is the direction, plus A theta into A theta vector, then A phi into A phi vector. Similarly, I can write any other general vector. It can be force vector. F vector is equal to FR into AR vector, F theta into A theta vector, Fi into A phi vector. Just I can go on writing the general vector in spherical coordinate system. I hope in this we have studied how to write the general vector in spherical coordinate system. I hope this is clear to you people. I will move to the next topic. Yes, dot product of unit vectors in spherical coordinate system. SCS means spherical coordinate system and rectangular coordinate system. Yes, in spherical coordinate system the unit vectors are AR, A theta, A phi. In rectangular coordinate system it is AX, AY, AZ. Then how to take the dot product in two different coordinate systems, that we'll see by the how we have taken the table, how we have drawn the table for Cartesian and cylindrical. I will draw the same diagram here. Vertically I will take AX, AY, AZ. Vertically I will take AX, AY and AZ. Then horizontally I will take the unit vectors in spherical coordinate system. So I will AR vector, then I will leave some space, wide space, AR, A theta, then similarly A phi, AR, A theta, A phi. Yes. Next, how to calculate? I will not look at the diagram. If I look at the diagram, it is once again confusing. If you want, you can go back to the previous slides, whatever there, and you can have a look at the diagram. But how to fill this table, I will tell you. We know that x equal to r sin theta. You have to imagine the diagram. X is equal to r sin theta cos phi. So x equal to r is there, leave it, r sin theta cos phi, you have to write. If I know r theta phi, I can calculate x, I told. So x is equal to r is here, leave it, r sin theta cos phi. Similarly, y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, r sin theta sin phi. How to fill up this table, I am telling blindly. Then z is equal to r cos theta, z equal to r cos theta, z equal to r cos theta. Okay, first column is filled. How to fill the second column, I am telling. My voice is clear. I hope so. Yes, I'll continue. Okay. Next, how to fill the second ax dot a theta, what I will. So I want to fill the a theta column. So take derivative with respect to theta. Derivative of sin theta is cos theta. Derivative of sin theta is cos theta. Previous element. Sorry, this board is not cooperating. One second, I don't. Derivative of sin theta is cos theta. This cos phi is constant. Write it as it is, cos phi. Then take the derivative of previous element. Derivative of sin theta is cos theta once again. Then sin phi as it is, I will write sin phi. Derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. Then how to fill up the a phi column I am telling. Take the derivative with respect to phi, the previous element. Derivative of cos phi is minus sin phi. But don't write this cos theta, leave it, right? How to blindly I am telling how to leave it cos theta. And derivative of sin phi is cos phi. Derivative of sin phi is cos phi. And don't write this cos theta. Derivative of sin theta with respect to phi is 0. This is 0. So just I will explain this only first combination ax dot ar, how I will get sin theta and cos phi. Just observe the diagram. Where is ax, where is ar? I will go to the previous slides. You can see here ax is here, this is ax, and ar is here, this is ar, right? So the angle between them is phi, right? So already we have taken projection r sin theta cos phi by diagram. So the same thing we have written here. What is the angle between these two, ax and ar? It is sin theta cos phi, right? So that we have written sin theta cos phi, right, using the geometry. So but blindly how to fill up, that also I told you, right? So this is the dot product of unit vectors in spherical coordinate system and rectangular coordinate system. Okay, we will proceed to the the spherical coordinate system, but here we will study the differential elements in spherical coordinate system. Means imagine the smaller sphere and bigger sphere, right? Let me assume the point P is located on the smaller sphere, on the surface of the smaller sphere, and point P dash on the surface of the bigger sphere, right? The coordinates of point P are r, theta and phi. Then coordinate of point P dash is r plus dr, theta plus d theta, phi plus d phi, right? Because they are separated by a very small distance, that is r plus dr, theta plus d theta, phi plus d phi. So smaller sphere and bigger sphere. These are not circles, they appear like circles, but you treat them as spheres. Point P is here, the coordinates are r, theta, phi, and another point P dash is on the bigger sphere whose coordinates are P, the coordinates of P are r, theta, phi, r, theta, phi. Then coordinates of point P dash are, I am writing outside here, r plus dr, theta plus d theta, phi plus d phi, because P and P dash are separated by a very small distance, hence we call it as differential elements. Next we'll see the diagram, how actually it looks like, right? We'll see that. Okay, you can imagine P is on the smaller sphere and P dash, and between this P and P dash there forms a volume. Now it is appearing like 2D, but actually take that piece, right? Whatever this, just I will draw the cross lines. This is the volume that is formed. This volume I am going to show in the next diagram, how actually it looks like between point P and P dash. X, Y and Z. First of all I will draw the sphere. Okay, just observe how I will draw the diagram. Okay, this between point P and volume is formed. That volume I am drawing. I am trying to picturize it for you people. See, this volume looks like this. This is the front face, means where P dash is located. This is the bigger sphere what I am showing. Then smaller sphere will be there in the back, so that I can't show you clearly. This is the volume that is formed in between these two. Hope this is fine. Yes. On the front, point P dash is located. On the back means smaller sphere. Smaller sphere I am not showing. So, but I will assume that P is here. P whose coordinates are r theta phi. P dash on the front face, P on the back face. Back face means the surface of the smaller sphere. P dash the surface of the bigger sphere, right? We know the coordinates of them. Then left and right sphere, left and right surface. Total 6 surfaces are there. Back surface where P is located, front surface where P dash is located. Then left surface is this. Just observe the movement. Left surface, right surface. Then top surface along z-axis and bottom surface. 6 surfaces are there. Then we have to identify the 3 differential elements here. So dr, d theta, d phi are the differential elements. But let me see whether these are the differential elements or not. Okay, dr, back face to front face, right? Radius is varying, means this side is dr, this side it is dr. Then left face to right face means from here to here. This one, just I will draw here. This one. It is, which is varying? Phi is varying, right? So phi means d phi. But it is angular distance. So the radius is r, r d phi, r d phi. So I will associate r here for d phi, r d phi. Yes. Then top surface and bottom surface means this is top surface and this is bottom surface. The distance between these two, top surface and bottom surface. So if I move, because it is making angle theta, right, with respect to z axis, so it is d theta. But I am taking the projection, right, projection onto xy plane. So r sin theta d theta. So r sin theta d theta. This is the third side. So I will associate r sin theta here. R sin theta. These are the 3 differential elements. Because once again this is angular distance. So the differential elements are dr, r sin theta d theta, r sin theta d theta, then r d phi, r d phi. So these two are angular distances, r sin theta d theta and r d phi. These are the angular distances and these are the 3 differential elements. If I know the 3 sides of this differential volume that is formed, then I can go for calculating the differential length, differential volume and differential surface area. So as usual we have calculated for Cartesian coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system. First we will write the differential length dl vector. So first one is dr, first differential element is dr into ar, and next differential r sin theta d theta, r sin theta d theta, r sin theta d theta into a theta. Should associate a unit vector. Then third differential element is r d phi into a phi. So this is the differential length. Then if I want magnitude, take the magnitude, so that the distance between point P and P dash is under root of dr square plus r sin theta d theta whole square, r sin theta d theta whole square plus r d phi whole square, r d phi whole square. So this is the differential length, magnitude between point P and P dash. The next differential volume we will see. So it is, differential volume is a scalar quantity. Just multiply all the 3 sides, means multiply dr into r sin theta d theta into r d phi. So I will just multiply first these last two, r square sin theta dr d theta d phi, r square sin theta dr d theta d phi. So just multiply length into breadth into height, the 3 sides. So what I will be getting, r into r is r square, sin theta as it is I am writing, dr d theta and d phi. This is the differential volume and it is a scalar quantity. The next we will see the differential surface area. Once again, there are three surfaces here. Front surface, the total 6 surfaces are there, out of which we will see how to write the differential surface area for the front surface, right? Then differential surface area for the right surface and top surface we will see. So differential surface area, the formula for differential surface area is the differential surface area into unit normal vector. This is the general formula. So we will try to find out the differential surface area along radial direction, r direction, theta and phi direction. So I will write one by one. Differential surface area along radial direction, r I want to write. So how to write blindly I will tell you. If we want along radial direction, the three differential elements I have listed out here. Just you can observe the movement here. Yes, I have listed here. So first close this dr and multiply other two. So r square sin theta, r square sin theta, d theta d phi, d theta d phi into ar. Okay. This is the differential surface area along the radial direction, means front surface. Just multiply the two sides just here. One side is r d phi and another side is r sin theta. Multiply both, r square sin theta d theta d phi. Yes, you can do this way or blindly also you can write. Then differential surface area along theta direction I want. Differential surface area along theta direction. Theta direction means top surface and bottom surface, right? So blindly I will write. So middle one, the d theta I will leave it and multiply the other two. R dr d phi, r dr d phi into a theta. So this is the differential surface area along theta direction. Next I want differential surface area along phi direction. Differential surface area along phi direction. So come to this differential element what I have listed. Leave this d phi and multiply other two. R sin theta dr d theta, r sin theta dr d theta into a phi. Okay, this is the differential surface area along radial direction, differential surface area along theta direction, then differential surface area along phi direction. So we have seen the differential length, differential volume and differential surface area, right? Any doubts you can ask. For a few seconds I will wait, or else I will continue with the next, or else we will wind up this today's lecture. Okay, before winding up, just whatever the diagram I have drawn here and the diagram here, yes, this is a textbook diagram, you can see that the same thing, right? I hope it is very much clear. Back surface, front surface, left, right, top, bottom, and the three sides they have shown. dr, this is dr, and this is top and bottom surface, r d theta angular distance, and left and right face r sin theta d phi, right? The same diagram I have drawn previously here, right? Okay, conversion we'll see in the next class. It's already 3:10. Okay, 40 minutes lecture. Okay, I will wind up here. Let me end here.